Ah, Dragon Ball. A love-hate relationship. I am Osiris, and today it is time to list 3 things good and 3 things bad about each series, titled Good versus Evil, because it sounds so much cooler, and plus, some things done truly must have been done by people that are diabolical. I only need to say 2 words. Episode 5. Let's get GT over and done with. 3 good things. Super Saiyan 4. It's simply the best looking transformation in the entire franchise. How can you not like this? They literally get bigger in size. That is how, even though Goku is a kid in GT, he's beyond a full grown adult when he's Super Saiyan 4. Number 2, Baby. One of the best villains in the entire franchise again. It's a sad shame that was wasted in GT. It feels like the very few villains that actually had a background, a reason for why he's doing these things. And the final good thing about GT is that it is only 64 episodes, so you will not suffer for that long. Now we get to the dark side. Goku being a kid again. I'll admit it's sometimes more in the adventures. It felt quite nice for Goku to be a kid, but for the entirety of the series, it just didn't feel right. And he looks more like Goten as a kid than when he was actually Kid Goku. Derpy faces. Just look at Trunks and Kai. They did my boys dirty, man. And the final thing that is probably just destroys the whole series of GT is that it is post Dragon Ball Super. So obviously Super, Tournament of Power, Goku's reaching levels not even imaginable that we never even heard of. Super Saiyan God. And then in GT, no mentions of that. So GT was obviously the worst of the 4 series, and surely after Super was released, the score has to go even lower. Now we got the dumpster fire out of the way, the first installment of the Dragon Ball franchise, a series with the name of Dragon Ball. The good. It was an adventure. Dragon Ball executed adventure very well with Kid Goku. A well done Kid Goku. I also love to see Krillin as a kid. I think Krillin as a kid was peak Krillin, especially when it came to the training montage with Roshi, delivering milk, using her hands for farming. Just all the weird, odd adventures that they went on as a group. Actually felt like a group the entire series. Bulma, Yamcha's cat. Started one of the best protagonists, Goku. So obviously, like most of us, we started at Dragon Ball Z, and also a ton of people only watch Dragon Ball Z. So with DBZ, my favorite character by far was Vegeta. Goku was too goody. But now after watching it and seeing the progression of possibly one of the best protagonists for a shonen show, I know not the best shonen show, but Goku is pretty well done if you take into account Dragon Ball 2 Super. Let's just ignore GT. So yeah, I think they did Goku very well. The other thing in Super is a bit off, like he has no character development beyond DBZ. He's just, I got to go beyond this power. And one of the best fights in Dragon Ball history, maybe, Krillin versus Bacteria. Bacteria uses his stench in the Tournament of Power against Krillin. Krillin almost out for the count, and then Goku shouts, "Krillin, you don't have a nose." And then Krillin, with that power of knowledge, gets up and he says, "Yeah, you're right," and he wins. The bad of Dragon Ball. Most fights were not great, very quick, which I think DBZ mastered, which I'll talk about later. The tension and fighting, they also dragged on. Dragon Ball too quick, DBZ too long. Goku and Chi-Chi getting engaged almost immediately. Goku couldn't even recognize Chi-Chi. And now, later that day, they're getting engaged. Now this just makes me feel comfortable. It is 2021, so times has changed, but the groping and crude humor Roshi, especially, was very funny at the beginning, but his character is very, very one-dimensional, and that humor gets old. I could also included, and probably should have, Launch. Loved Launch at the beginning, even though she had two personalities, one very sweet that I loved, and then the crazy one. I really liked her at the beginning, but when it came to the tournament and she'll just shoot her gun for like every episode, that shit got stale. Dragon Ball Z. Big Daddy Ball Z. The most popular one by a little margin. The margin is as small as the gap between Goku and Yamcha power levels. The good, the fighting and tension. They very increased up the ante from Dragon Ball, the original. And now they introduce a villain. You don't know much about them. The first episode, they're just staring and you can just feel the aura around them. He means business. He wants to absolutely kill Goku and his friends. Vegeta, an anti-hero. I love Vegeta. Vegeta has so many layers. Even going on to Super, which I did just quote Super for a second. I do this for you. And yes, even for you, Kakarot. The motivation to be number one. Be stronger than Goku. Though I think the only flaw is he never reached beyond Goku, which I would have loved maybe in Super for Vegeta to become Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue before Goku. I would have loved that he finally got the edge over him. But this is Dragon Ball Z, and I think in DBZ he was a very good character. Gohan, the last thing I'm going to list about very good in Dragon Ball Z. Yes, Gohan, believe it or not. But before Super, Gohan was an absolutely epic character, and they massacred my boy in Super. And also when he reached adult Gohan with the Great Saiyan Man. I think it's been said before that direction that the author was going for was Goku was going to kind of step aside and Gohan was going to be the main character. I don't care, canon or not. I'd love if they rewinded time and maybe did a movie and show what things would be like if Gohan stayed as cool as he was. He literally reached peak at what, like 12, 13 years old. The bad. Definitely dragged on. I watched the Kai version, so the filler and lots of like the snake way was cut out. As in cut out, like very shortened. And I still think it dragged on, the whole series dragged on for quite a while. Especially the fighting could be shortened. Android 19. He is out here looking like a Dark Souls 3 Onion Boy build. Didn't last long. He just looks so irritating. Sounds so irritating. There was basically no points. Maybe Dr. Jiru just solo instead there. Kaioken. Kaioken is the lamest thing. You just go ultra OP for a little while. You just go Kaioken times 10. No, Kaioken times 20. Believe it or not, Kaioken times 30. OP as hell, especially later on when you mix Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, whatever. I think maybe they should have capped it Kaioken times 2, Kaioken times 3, 5 max. From Earth to expanding to space with 12 universes. And that is on the list on good. Number 1 of the good list of Dragon Ball Super. 12 universes. I love this aspect. From definitely Goku's the strongest being on Earth to there's other universes. The average is much stronger than a Saiyan. I also love the duplicates, and there's another universe with Saiyans. Even though the Saiyans weren't really executed so well. Comedy in Dragon Ball Super. I love the comedy so much, especially Beerus. And he's not just, I am very strong, I am very serious. My name is Beerus, very serious. I think the comedy in Super is definitely the best in the all series. Though there's a downside to that, which I'll list soon. Tournament of Power. There was some positives about it, some negatives, but the whole thing, I like it a lot, and especially Android 17 winning it. That's not Jiren or Goku especially, which was so predictable. Shonen, the main character, is victorious. Who would have thought? The bad. Episode 5. We don't speak about episode 5. Super Saiyan Blue. Literally blue hair. And lastly, even though comedy was good in Dragon Ball Super, it did counteract and lose some tension, which Dragon Ball Z was superior at. I'm Osiris, and those were 3 good things, 3 bad things of each series of Dragon Ball. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, yada yada. Hope you enjoyed.